much once again. And let me tell you, just yesterday when my editor told me I'll have opportunity to talk to you, it was a big surprise. Like I was like the dog wagging his tail because it just came that Slipher Mods, one of my heroes, you know, from deeper cuts since the first album, same titled, since the first track. You know, we were digging via pirate sites, and we managed to get all the albums from the time since you weren't so huge and popular. So thank you very much, because you know it's not often opportunity to have one of your personal heroes to have a chance to talk with you. So,
well, thank you very much.
Where's Andrew? Where's Steve?
Steve, he's no longer in the picture. We got rid of Steve.
I didn't know. What happened?
Yeah. He left a long time ago. Well, Andrew's not here. Obviously, we're in lockdown still in England, so it's still pretty tight. Do you know what I mean?
Tell me, please, where did last year caught you? Except making of Spare Ribs and the new album, what did you find yourself? I don't know, disappointed? Did you find yourself confused? How was it?
It was disappointment. Not so much confusion, but just frustration, sadness, depression. You know, you felt as if things had just stopped, and for good reason, I guess. You know, we need to overcome this pandemic, but it felt quite isolated and lonely, yeah, you know, as regards the album, it was just business as usual, though. You know, we just got on with it. You know what I mean? But it was as it was for everybody on it. I'm sure it was a really weird year. You know.
If comparing with the regular situation in streets of Nottingham and the town of Nottingham and people around, I mean, were there any big differences between how people reacted, or, you know, because you're the type of social commenter in your songs, and that's the basic from the beginning of your work. So did you notice some huge differences between years before, or that isolation came like some kind of
No, not really. It just eventually became something else to talk about in the songs, you know. It wasn't really a game changer in the sense of a consciousness. It just became, as I've said, another subject to write about eventually. You know, I hesitated at first because I didn't want to do anything obvious, you know what I mean? I didn't want to sort of talk about stuff people already knew about. So, yeah, I wanted to, you know, whatever we were doing, I wanted it to be good. So I didn't really find anything massively game-changing about my experiences last year. It was just, again, business as usual, you know.
Did you find that interesting in a position of a songwriter or lyricist, because of the themes that you were I like the word, but that was the point of your new album at Spare Ribs, you know?
Yeah, there was, you know, I mean, every album has a kind of theme, I guess, or has themes running through it, and Spare Ribs was no different to that, I guess. But obviously I talked about the pandemic, you know what I mean?
I mean, you mentioned from Elon Musk to Brexit and the so no, that was the line was, let's get Brexit fucked up with horse penis. So, okay, of course that's one of the reacts at the situation at the moment. But what happens in UK if comparing with the rest of the Europe? Do you have other friends talking to you, if you may compare the situation? How is it?
Yeah. I think everyone's really, really angry in the UK, you know. But I'm only in my own. I'm only in my own bubble, and so you only connect on the internet with people really that have got similar attitudes and beliefs to you. So everyone I talk to on the internet feels the same as me. As regards the rest of the country, I'm not sure. I don't know. I would imagine there's a lot of angry people. The Conservative Party have. They've started to really disappoint people. You know, the promises they made to people that voted Leave haven't come true. You know, they've failed. So it will be interesting to see how this anger continues this year. You know.
Yeah, the people that I talk about worldwide are having very mixed up emotions between disappointment and confusion. That are the main emotions, I think, in every continent.
No, I think there is a lot of confusion and a lot of upset. You know, there's a lot of change currently. You know, fascism is trying to grab hold again, you know, and it's working in some places, it's not working in others. I don't know. It's a weird, confusing time, yeah.
Since the time that you have begin, what happens when, let's say, middle-class poet becomes popular and starts making a whole lot of money? Do you start writing songs about fucking Kim Kardashian, or do you change your way of life? I'm joking, and I'm trying to see what happens when, you know, you said, like, you were the middle class poet, and that's the social background that you come from John Lennon, working class hero, till Marky Smith, middle class revolt, now Slipher Mods. You are the missing link that cope with those names. Tell me, please, now when your music making is not anymore just a hobby and your need and your passion, but it's a source of money, what does changes in perspective, author's perspective, from your standpoint, if anything?
Yeah, of course you've got more money, but you know, there's always things to talk about. It's like, you know, we've not talked about working in jobs, minimum wage jobs, for years because we haven't done that, you know. And we've concentrated on stuff that is around us, observational stuff, and also other stuff, you know, memories, childhood, etc. You know, so there's always things to talk about. You've just got to think about it, you know. And if you're clever and honest with yourself, then you'll find something. You'll always find something good to talk about, I think.
When you mentioned your memories, could you compare yourself from the beginning of career and yourself now as an author? What could you say and what could you message to your younger self, or is that the same guy?
I would probably stay away from drugs. And I would probably stay away from drugs, I think. and alcohol to a certain degree. I would, I regret doing that so much. But really, that's all the advice I'd give my younger self.
From that standpoint, okay, as I told you, I discovered you during the earlier era, but now 15 years later, could you ever dreamed of possibility that you became huge British, praised by NME or other press, music acts, and the ones that will spread all around Europe and the USA possibly? Could you back then imagine and even dreamed of the situation and the status you have now?
No, no, not at all.
Please, could you just try
No. What I'm saying is, never expect it. I couldn't see myself being successful. It was just such an unrealistic prospect. I couldn't. I just I didn't think it was. I just didn't think it was possible to ever get anywhere. You know, I didn't think I'd be successful at all. This is all a complete surprise. Do you know what I mean?
Still.
Yeah, it still makes me. It's still quite weird to think that we are a famous band. Do you know what I mean?
How do you cope with that? How does it affect at your, I don't know, songwriting process? Is it still bedroom sessions?
To a certain degree, yeah. You know, well, I go and record music in Andrew's bedroom at his house.
It's popular,
especially at the minute. Sorry?
It's popular these days. Billie Eilish, one of the major acts of the pop scene, also does her music with her brother at their bedroom.
You really don't need a massive studio, but I mean, we do use studios, don't get me wrong, but you know, we do also mostly work in a bedroom as well, you know what I mean?
Tell me, please, what do you think? What was the breaking point? Was that featuring your guest position at Ibiza from Prodigy, or when did you started to feel that something is, like you said, game changing at the
2013, 14, 8 years ago, you know, when we released Austerity Dogs, our debut album, it started to become more, we started to get busier, we started doing more gigs. You know, it was then that I realized that things were kicking off, you know.
And what changes when you sign the Rough Trade? I mean, the label is huge in that. Sorry.
We just got used to it. It was an introduction to the commercial industry then, to a bigger infrastructure, to doing things in an industry way, because before we were independent. Do you know what I mean?
But what does mainstream success changes if anything changes in your case? Because somehow I cannot see that your sharpness can be disturbed or touched in any way. You know, now you're starting to getting all the good reviews. You have, let's say, major indie label behind you. So what changes, if anything changes?
Nothing will change really. I don't think. We'll just become older, and that's it. You know, the output and the quality of music won't change. Perhaps the thing that will change is culture, the market. The market may change, and our music may not sound too favourable. You know, but as regards what we do, you know, the quality will remain, I would imagine.
Tell me please about Emil and Billy and the collaboration in new album. Stood out and I rise.
Yeah. Yeah, Amy we're big fans of Amyl and the Sniffers, and we asked Amy if she wanted to collaborate, and she said yes. It took a while because she was in Melbourne and we were in Nottingham, so we were sending ideas back and forth. Billy No Mates, we're also big fans of Billy No Mates. She's an up and coming singer in England that we got to know, and I collaborated on her debut album on a song called Supermarket Sweep. And when I wrote Mork and Mindy, I decided I needed someone else to sing the chorus. And so I asked Billy No Mates if she wanted to do it. And the rest is history, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Tell me, is there anyone else left from the bands or singers that you would like to collaborate and to do songs together? Did you ever think or imagine that way? Do you have, I mean, you have a ton of songs, and now the last album,
Uh-huh.
Spare Ribs, is finished and the work is behind you, but do you have maybe, I imagine you like a very, very creative poet and a writer, and please break my attitude that you have a ton of songs already waiting for the music and a number of samples like the fall that we were.
No. I've got nothing now.
No,
Nothing.
no.
Nothing.
So now that's a ground zero.
At ground zero, yeah. I don't know, towards the end of the year. It usually goes that way. I usually have quite a long period off, and I gather my thoughts, and it works like that.
Uh-huh. What about band live? I have seen that your tour is booked for November, if I'm right, or December this year.
Yes, in the UK, yeah.
But
so yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Is that optimistic version, or what happens next?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Do you think that the COVID and the pandemic situation
after that?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm hoping it will go ahead. Yeah, no, I'm hoping it will go ahead. I'm sure it will. By then, if we're not sorted in this country, then we're not going to be sorted for a long time. God knows what will happen. But by then, I would imagine we'll be okay.
But are you okay with that plan B, that online concerts and way of communication that 21st century pushes artists? Because now, I don't know, what's the situation in Britain right now with the pandemic? Are you closed?
Yes, we're closed. But we hope to be up and running by summertime.
Uh-huh.
So we've no idea if that will come off, but hopefully we're thinking summertime, you know.
Mm-hmm. And do you plan to go outside?
I don't think live shows.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think live shows will be up and running until the end of the year. You know, so I'm hoping our tour comes off next year. You know.
So basically, what you're telling me that the world tour is expected at a year after this, not to 2022.
Yeah, 22. Yeah.
Will you be able to wait so long? What will you do all the year?
What can we do? You know, can't really do anything else, can we? You know what I mean?
Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied with your with the way that British press treats you? Does it help you?
Yeah. Yes, I am. Yeah. Yeah, they're good. They're good.
And what about, you know, history of the British pop rock scene, from Beatles and Stones, from Oasis to Blur, now from Sleaford Mods to Idols? They always have some fights between very popular bands. Uh-huh. How come that that disputes between you and the Idols came, and it was one of the themes last year? I have caught an enemy.
They're shit. They're awful. Horrible.
How come?
Just cheesy.
I mean, Joe Talbot and the rest of the guys, they trying to stand at the, if I get it right, same position and standpoint as a representative of the working class and the middle class revolt, the same as you. But you don't think they are true at their what they are representing, what they try to represent?
No. They're like.
How come? I mean, they are huge.
Just don't.
You and them and Viagra Boys, that three pretty much very, very acclaimed artists these days.
I don't want to talk about idols, really. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. No problem. I just wanted to ask you because it's one of the.
Sure.
It's okay.
Sure.
Any chance to book Croatia in the future tour plans?
We hope so. Yeah, we'd love to come though. We'd love to come and play. Yes, we would. Yeah, definitely.
Will it ever change? I know we are at the end. I will try to make it simple. Will it ever change that how can I say, press play standpoint of the art?
No, probably not. No.
So since the day zero to the last day.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you know, we are who we are. I think. I don't think that will ever change. I don't think we'll bring extra people in or anything like that.
And what do you think? What do you think? Media interest. Now you at the peak, and it took you, let's say, 15 years to get to that position. But what happens? I guess probably nothing changes. But what happens when it starts to fall? You know.
I don't know. I mean, who knows? You know, you just carry on, don't you? And you continue doing what you do, I guess. I don't think about it too much because I think if you continue to write good stuff, the chances are that you perhaps won't fall. You know, you'll just remain in the background, perhaps. You won't go like that. You know.
Sure.
So I think that's how I'm looking at it.
Tell me about and what about America and USA? You have already toured, if I'm not wrong, 2014.
Yeah, 2017.
In 2017. Okay.
Yeah.
How was it? How they reacted at strange British guys with a strange accent?
Yeah, they liked it. It was good.
I mean, you are taking their music, doing it in your own way, and you serve them like.
Yeah, they liked it. They really enjoyed it. Definitely, it was a successful tour in the sense of the people people that came. It was sold out every night. You know what I mean? So it was good.
Great. Okay, so that's the base and that's the perspective. You are 15 years ago, you couldn't live from your music and you were not considered as a musician, or you were. Now you are. And is that the job you plan to do the rest of your life? I mean,
yes. Hope so. Pray to God. If they exist. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't want to go back to work, you know. But this is what I want to do.
So, but is that a perspective that is real or just your hopes?
It's real, yeah. You know, if I work hard enough and keep my head about me, yeah, sure. I don't see why not. You know what I mean?
You were mentioning from Wu-Tang Clan since the beginning of your career. Who were the main sparkle that pushed you and to start making music? And who else from the British scene? Let's not talk about idols, but I don't know, Mike Skinner, Slaves, or who are the artists that you would like to share the stage at some festivals? Who are your scene? Because there are not so many artists that could be compared with your style that is pretty unique. Minimalistic, but unique.
Yeah, I don't know really. There's lots of good grime and drill artists in England that I like, that kind of thing. But indie bands, no, not really. I don't really like many at all, you know. Yeah, it's not really something that I'm kind of a fan of. So I don't know. Perhaps just, you know, kind of rappers, really, UK rappers, and some pop bands, perhaps. You know what I mean? But you know, punk bands, no, I'm not really into them.
So you stand alone. Jason, thank you very, very much. Sorry for my grammar mistakes or
no, your attempt at English is a lot better than my attempt at Croatian languages.
You're being polite.
Thanks. No, I'm not.
Thank you very much. All the best to Andrew and the rest of the guys.
Thank you.
I hope
Take care.
I hope we'll have the chance to see you live in Croatia.
You will next year. I guarantee you. We'll see you then.
Thank you very much. Best regards.